G'day, guys. Welcome back to Supercoach with Dion. Welcome to the round 22 review. Hope you've had a cracker of a weekend. A very, very big week for me. So, don't really know where to start. I'll start with the Brisbane Lions. Now, I'll tell you what, it is just one of those seasons, a season like no other. The Premiership favourites are now sitting outside the top four, fifth on the ladder. And all I'll say with this is that bad kicking is bad football. Really let ourselves down with our set shots. Should have really iced the game, in my opinion, anyway, in the first quarter, but gave them a sniff. They came hard, and congratulations to the Orange team. They were the better team on the day. So very disappointed in the Lions, but we have been playing some great football. The winning streak has come to an end, unfortunately, but hopefully we can manage to get a top four spot. Mixed results today for the boys. So one went through the grand final, one a bit of a heartbreaking prelim loss. So very proud of both of them. But one grand final to look forward to next week. Also the Brisbane Collingwood game, finally another game in Victoria. So looking forward to going to that, catching up with a few of the boys as well. And let's just address the elephant in the room very, very quickly. Now, I did get involved in a bit of a heated conversation on X earlier last week. And then this particular individual decided to take it to Twitter, get a little bit personal. So I decided to take a little bit of a break off social media. I had a bit of a chat with some good mates of mine, some people I really trust. You blokes know who you are. And I think that this charming lad expected a bit of a response video, expected me to maybe blow my top and give him some more engagement. But after speaking with some good mates of mine, as I said, I've decided to do it the DR way. And my response is I'm not going to respond at all. I'm going to stay positive, keep my brand, which is peace, love, and tranquility around here. So my response is, mate, I hope that you get well. Much love to you, and all the absolute very, very best. I'm not going to stoop to any low levels and start name calling and making accusations and all the rest. I'm better than that. And this community, we are much better than that as well. So I just want to finish off and bookend this by saying thank you very, very much to anyone that did reach out to me. I got a lot of messages, people with certain offerings and lots of different things. But thank you very much for all the support. I do appreciate it, guys. We are absolutely A-OK. And as usual, the community has really got behind me with this one. And I do appreciate it. But look, do us a favor, just don't engage anymore. Absolutely not worth your time. Let's just focus on keeping things positive, sticking to some Supercoach here. We've got a couple more weeks. So blood, sweat and tears. We've put a lot of work into this season. Let's finish it off well. So let's get to the Supercoach very quickly. A 25.07. That is very much par for where I'm ranked anyway this week. I went down a mighty 6 spots, now sitting at 8.25. So with a bit of luck, a bit of a miracle, I may hit the top 500. But if things don't go my way, I could very easily see myself sitting outside the top 1K. So there was a bit of a day or fail this week, a new man on the block, and a half-decent type captain. But I tell you what, Sherry, you are absolutely killing me, mate. Not owning this man is just like a dagger at the moment. But we'll take a quick look at how the side's going. Lock in a captain. I do have the one trade left up my sleeve. Can I be a little bit sneaky with it this week? We'll see how we go. But involved in some prelims, which is always exciting. Hope that you are as well. All the best of luck for this week. Let's see how the team is actually looking. And again, thanks for all your support, guys. Appreciate it. Alrighty, so I'll take you through a bit of my strategy last week. As you can see, I do have a new pod in the side. Now, with Collingwood having the early game, I thought, who knows what's going to happen here with Nick Dacos? Will he cop a hard tag? I think that he will. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to chuck the emergency on him just in case, because my plans this week after speaking with my man H was to actually trade in Mateus Philippou into my forward line because I was sick of having to field Dogger and Jai Simpkin for these mediocre scores. I really wanted Mateus in there, particularly given the fact that he was playing Richmond this week. I thought here we go. I'll actually make some money. I'll have about 170K left to use with my last trade, and I'll actually be able to make an upgrade somewhere else. Fortunately for me, I didn't take that path because Mateus was laid out. What I did decide to do was, as I said, emergency day costs. And I thought, nah, do you know what? I can actually get a big advantage here by not trading Zach Fisher to Philippou, but actually getting Dawson the forward line and trading Zach Fisher to a defender. Now, there was two blokes that I was tossing up between. It was Nick Newman or Colton McKercher, Zach Fisher's teammate. I wish I had have gone down the McKercher way. But again, I thought I want someone that's got a really, really big ceiling. Newman's done it, 4 or 5 times this year. I was hoping it could be this week, or at least a nice 100 plus. And hey, a 107, I'm not complaining with. I think for his stat line, though, I think got about 27, majority of those kicks around, high 80s, low 90s. Efficiency, a few tackles, couple of contested marks. Just felt like he was underscored. Maybe it was just me clutching at straws there, but really solid game from him. So at the end of the day, got 41 points from making that move, which was nice. Yeah, would have shot myself in the foot if I had have gone Mateus, and that would have been super frustrating. So, yeah, happy I did that. But if I had gone McKercher, that red arrow down 6 spots, I certainly would have went up in the ranks. But it is what it is. I'm still happy there. Still got one trade up my sleeve. So, in a way, I did have some itchy trade things. I hadn't traded for, seemed like, forever. I'd had these 2 trades and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try to finally get an advantage with one of them. Just keep the other one up the sleeve for a rainy day. And it worked out well, I think. So it is what it is there with one trade left in the bank. And the scary thing, I've got no cash again. Yeah, it's 6,400. So at this stage, it's probably an injury trade for the grand final, or may get a little bit sneaky this week. We'll see what happens. So very quickly, I ended up going with Sheasel as a VC. Very, very tempted to chuck the captaincy on Bond, but would I have won or lost? Nah, won out by 3 points there. So conservative, I know. The threshold this week, I know some it was about 130. Some went from your Sheasel into your Bond. Yeah, I decided not to go there. You call it a win. It's pretty much a break even at the end of the day. But all good with that. Ryan's really hit back in the last couple. 156, absolutely beautiful. Nicky Martin with a 130, fantastic. I know that some trade him out, upgrade him to your Whitfield types. You still would have certainly won out on that selection. But this week, you're winning out with Nick Martin, which is nice. Yo, pod on my side, 92. Yeah, it's okay when Whitfield didn't go spectacularly well. Sinclair, on the other hand, Houston managed to outscore him. Newman, I mentioned with that 107, really good game from him. This is the absolute killer. The Dale fail with a 45 was just nowhere near it. Bramble was taking the kick-ins, or the ones that I saw anyway. Dale just wasn't getting on the end of it, wasn't distributing. It looked like Keys was he playing a bit of a defensive role on him at times? I'm not too sure, but Keys certainly won the battle there. Hit the scoreboard as well. A big, big fail from Dale, and he's a pod as well. So extremely disappointing. I thought that it was such a good move not taking Nick Dacos' 66 because 95, 96% of the top 1% would have had him on field. So disappointing there. He's been a killer, Dale, last few weeks. Well, last week it was 123, but apart from that, 70s. This is shocking, absolutely shocking. Onto the midfield, Bont with a 119, beautiful. Now, up until the last 30 seconds of the first half, this was looking like an absolute stinker. If you had the captaincy on him, you would have been extremely worried. But lovely mark, kicked a goal after siren. In the second quarter, and then managed to move on from there. So 119, very happy there. Butters with a 131, spectacular. Zeret, beautiful with a 145. Finally saw a ceiling type game. I didn't chuck the captaincy or the vice captaincy on him just because we hadn't seen a big one for a while. So very good there. Sarong, serviceable with a 114. Green, nice with a 119 after some really low scores this year. Rosie, back 100 plus with a 104. So okay, but not fantastic. Walsh, disappointing with an 89 there. I know that Dawson outscored him. So always compare those two. I'll lose again this week. Now, Neil, this was a bit of a strategy type play. Had him on the bench with an 87. And up until halftime, this was looking like a bit of a genius move because I think he was on about 31 or 32, maybe 33 at the most from memory, but managed to get his way into the game, I suppose, in the second half and got an 87 now. I thought with mana, I could roll the dice, just hope for 100 plus, but no, the more sensible play here is an 87. The risk was if I had a laid out in my midfield, I think poor old Absy this week got screwed over a little bit with Philippou being a laid out. So bad luck to you, legend, but you'll bounce back, mate. Really, really nice rank still for Absy. So that was a little risk here, but luckily for me, no laid outs there. Got 20 points, Neil over mana, but very disappointing from Neil. You want him scoring big. I know that lots of people that I know anyway in the content creating circles don't have Neil, and you want him to go big every week. Gorn, I tell you what, this bloke with a 177, lucky, because as I mentioned in the intro, not owning Tristan Sherry is an absolute dagger. It's so hard. I'm not even going to go there, but Gorney was absolutely huge. We know that his ankle's stuffed or his leg, whatever it is, but what a man he is, what a giant he is. Now, are they going to wrap him up in cotton wool for the next 2 weeks? I don't think that they'll let him. He's a proud man. He'll want to finish the season well, but I don't know if the motivation's there for Melbourne at the moment. So I'm hoping that things just continue on with Gorney, but yeah, chef's kiss to you. Beautiful this week, mate. Grundy with an 84. Do not even want to speak about this bloke. I was wrapped with myself for trading him back in after he performed well for a few weeks, but this has just been a fail again. I traded him out for a reason. Should have just kept it that way. I've stuffed around with the rucks too much again this year. Grundy in, out, in, sweet, Moyle. Probably had someone else in there. I don't even know, but it is what it is in the rucks. I say it each and every year. I'm not going to go through the ruck, even merry-go-round. But yes, I have again. Flanders 93, second week in a row that he hasn't hit the ton, so not too concerned. Everyone's got him. Same as Zorko, 117, but nice of the man to hit back. Caldwell with a 55, so I think he's like high 80s ownership in the top 1%. If you have avoided Caldwell, particularly for the last 2 weeks, congratulations to you. Nowhere near it this week with his 55, so don't know if it's Parish affecting him. I think he was playing a bit of a lockdown role at times. You could say them wrong there, maybe on Matty Rao. I'm not too sure. Was it just a dog of a game? I'm not too sure, but 55, just unacceptable. Talk about the dog, Mr. Dogger, 81 when he's solo ruck. Like, come on, Dogger. You're better than that, mate. That is just super disappointing. Shrek was out. We thought, finally, we get another ceiling game. This is nice. And just cracked 80. So, just, yeah, shocking there from Dogger. Heaney with the 144, finally back to like the first 5 rounds here. We see a big ceiling score, been missing for a while, but very nice and ineligible for the Brownlow. But yeah, it doesn't matter for us. Again, a play that most for Zone anyway. Dowling didn't play and had to take Simpkins 74 there. Again, the original plan was, well, what I was even thinking of doing was maybe even a late Dowling to Philippou, because there were a couple of matches I really wanted to get up in. League matches this year, but decided no, I'm not going to do that, and couldn't have done it anyway because Philippou was laid out. I know that was it Jeff in our cash league just managed to get you, mate. I think it was a late Ugle Hagen in on his behalf, so very sneaky there, mate. Unfortunately for you, I got the chocolates, but yeah, great season anyway, buddy. All right, so with one trade and 6k left, as I said, it's most likely just going to be used for an injury trade, I think, at the moment. If I was to use it, well, I've now got cover here. Well, actually, before I do this, let's just optimize the side and see what they think I should do this week. All right, so we've got Dale as the emergency. Zorko into Bont. Dowling probably won't play, so I might just chuck the E on mana there. Dawson. Actually, I might do something like that. Look, at this stage, if one of my primo mids are laid out, they're laid out. That's just how it is. I'll probably loop here. So we'll see what happens. I'll take a look at the fixture in a sec. But Sheasel, Dacos, Ryan, Martin, Yo, Newman, Dale. So very highly owned, basically the top 4 there. Then you got Yo, Newman, and Dale. The unfortunate thing is And this is really, really bad for me this week, looking at my loops. Essendon played the first game against Sydney. Now, why that's really bad for me is that you look at my loops here, you've got Reed in my back line, so I can't even loop back here this week. Then I've got Sard here. The only thing I could possibly do is get a Martin here, maybe something to think about. Dowling is a loop if he's not named. Yeah, you can probably do a little bit there, which is handy. Dawson. Okay, here's a nice loop. West Coast captain loop is set. Beautiful. Actually, another thing that I've got, another option I've got up my sleeve as well. If Grundy does nothing this week laid out, look, he did look a little bit sore. I'll give him that, Grundy, and early on as well. But if something happens there, I've always got the option. Would I really want to, like, even outscore Dogger by 3? But I've even got the option of something like that if I want to. Yeah, look, potentially. Yeah, look, I could, but I think if you can use some loops, the only risk is like what happened with Abs this week. If there's a late laid out, then you're in a little bit of trouble. But that's probably how we'll roll this week. Look, who do I prefer? Look, Dale's got North. Yo's got Carlton in the last game at Optus. Do I just hope that Dale bounces back? Really seemed like Bramble's affecting him. But I reckon Keys was paying close attention to him, not giving him much room. Does anyone want to North do that next week, like an Eddie Ford or anyone maybe? I don't think so. Yeah, it's a big decision, this one, who to actually field, because I can't. What if I was to do something like that? I'd have to field Dale. Yeah, I could check out Martin's score and maybe loop somewhere here. Yeah, look, I may do something like that. We'll see how we go. Essendon, Sydney. James Jordan, who's he going to tag? Maybe it's safe if I do that. And if Martin gets a really, really nice score, then it is what it is. I'm not too sure what to do there. But, all right, this video has gone on for too long already. Let's have a look at some captains for the week. So they're saying that I should be going Zorko into Bond. Can I even do that? Zorko into Bond. I can do that. Essendon, Sydney. Look, I just don't know what's going to happen here. With Zeret, Heaney, could he back it up? Possibly. Grundy, I'm not going near. Martin, no. GWS, Freo. Luke Ryan's been in good form the last 2. Tom Green, Freo won't tag, but probably we're not seeing those ceiling scores that we're really after. Dogger, please. Gold Coast, does Flanders bounce back against a Melbourne midfield? At people first. Does Gawn continue his run against Jared Witts? For now, that's where I'm going. Then you've got Collingwood. You've got Neil to bounce back, potentially. You do have Zorko. It was against Collingwood last time. Zorko was just smashing it. And yeah, Flanders against Melbourne. Neil against the Pies at the G. Just don't feel comfortable with him as a captain. Butters, Rosie against Adelaide. It's a big game for them. Potentially Butters there. Like, he loves the big games, doesn't he? The showdowns. Do they tag? Probably not. Ask maybe the great man George about that one. Yeah, I don't mind Butters. Flanders just, yeah, last hasn't been great, but Butters. St Kilda Geelong does nothing for me. Yeah, Dogs are North, so it's got to be, doesn't it? Yeah. So Bond's definitely captain here. Hawthorn, Richmond do nothing. West Coast. Yeah, so at this stage, North's out of it, so Sheasel's out of it for me because I'm definitely going your Bond here. Potentially Butters. Flanders hasn't had a good last couple, but does he maybe lack the ceiling? We'll see about that, but that's probably how I'm going to roll this week. Now, trades, as I said, I've only got 6K in the bank, so it would be a laid out. I'd just use that trade. If not, oh, look, if I'm in a prelim, look, I'm in McCashy prelim, for example. Take a quick look at the prelims, actually. What do I do here? Round 24. Oh, I can't even see who I'm playing. I won't go through all that, but just got over the top of JB there. So bad luck legend. Diaz, Rusty Spoons. Jeez, I'm skipping, aren't I, here? The Family League. Are you kidding me? Like, it was 25.05 each. Brent, bloke, you've got me here by 2 points. I am so dirty on that. I'm out of my Family League. Oh, that's disgusting. Really dirty on that. All right, so I had the buy in the Members League. That's good. Catters, I didn't even make it there. So out in straight sets, I think there. I had the buy in DR2. That's nice. Got up in the regulars over Harrison. Bad luck, mate. Good season to you, buddy. Yeah, that's a cashy there. Jeff bought in Jamara late. Bad luck, mate. You were looking good there after the first 5 minutes. He was on 30-odd points. Got up in Podmaster Seed 1, which was nice. Buy there in the season 2K, which is nice. Prelim. Content Kings prelim. Pigsty prelim. Oh, the Godfather Legends went down to great JD. 25.81. Very well done to you. I know you had McKercher, mate. So Dale over McKercher. That's where I lost it to the great JD. It just takes one player these days. Other members just got over Mark there. Good effort, mate. Spills SC Premier, the great Damo. Bad luck to you, mate. Just been unlucky the last sort of 5-6 weeks after a red hot start to the season, buddy. And that is it for now. So, guys, I will leave you there. Thank you again for tuning in again. Thanks to everyone for all the love and support during the week. Not tomorrow night, getting a little bit too excited. Tuesday night, we'll be recording the Supercoach Swordplay podcast. We'll have a very, very special guest on, so stay tuned for that. Number of topics, but what we will be going through is naming 2 players from a range of different prices from each and every line that we would recommend to get in during the next 2 weeks if you got a trade or two up your sleeve. So that'll probably be the biggest segment. As always, I'll have my rant. We'll go through all the injuries, hot topics for the week, trades, captains, you name it, we'll talk about it. So something to look forward to Tuesday night. And apart from that, guys, hope you have a ripping week. All the best. I'll see you soon. Much care, much love. Take it easy. See ya. Bye.